happens to Bruce, good guy, on his 54th birthday. Meanwhile, Eric Stultz trying to blow out the birthday candles, and the left-handed deals fastball strike to Randy Wynn. Wynn will be followed by Emmanuel Burris and then Pablo Sandoval. So Stultz from the first base side of the rubber comes back a little high. 1 ball and 1 strike. The temperature at the start of the game, 59 degrees. So Randy, a local boy, trying to get them started here and snap a 5-game losing streak. He takes a pitch low, and they count 2 balls and 1 strike. So Wynn, the leadoff man, and a good one at that, on this road trip, hitting a solid .286, 2 for 4 in the past against Eric Stultz. Randy swings, lifts a fly ball to left center. The outfielders converge as Ramirez calls and makes the catch. And we have 1 out in the first inning. Let's take a look at the Dodgers with the leather behind Stultz. And they shape up this way. James Loney and Orlando Hudson, Rafael Furcal and Casey Blake. In the outfield, it's Ramirez, Kemp, and Ethier, and the battery of Stultz and Martin. 1 away in the first inning, and Emmanuel Burris checking in at the plate. Burris has not played much. One reason, he's hitting .182 at the start of this road trip. His average is now .095, and he probably bangs one down into the left field corner, and Burris steaming into second base with a 1-out double. So Burris at second base, and the batter now will be Pablo Sandoval. For Burris, he went down to get a pitch out of the strike zone, and he turned it into a double, but that was certainly below the zone. Emmanuel will take it, and Sandoval ready to come in. Another reason why the Giants have been struggling would be Pablo Sandoval. They're expecting big things from him. He's hitting .179 for the year and .059 on this road trip. He has just 1 hit in 17 at-bats. Left-hander Stultz fastball is inside, moving him off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes to Sandoval. Sandoval built like a catcher, and he certainly can go behind the plate. He plays third and even a little at first. 5'11" and a good .240 anyway. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way, and going to third is Burris. Martin can't make a play, dropping the ball while in the act of throwing, but also Burris had a very good jump. It would have been tough to get him. So Emmanuel Burris steals third. That would be his second stolen base. 2 for 2 with a belly whopper into the bag. So Burris at third, 1 out, and the batter Sandoval with a 2-ball no strike count. Stultz ready. Here he comes inside again, ball 3. So for a Giant team that has had 1 walk in 4 games, and that was a walk to Aurelia last night, they have a hitter right on the edge with Benji Molina waiting on deck. 3-0 the count. Stultz ready, tries to come back and does throw a change. Took a lot off that pitch and got it in there. Change in the 70s. The breeze is not the prevailing wind. What we do have coming up is from right to left. 3-1 pitch swung on, a chopper to shortstop. Furcal goes to the plate. They've got Burris hung up. Martin goes to Blake, and Blake tags him out. For Bruce Bochy, that is not exactly a birthday present. No reason, but Burris expected with the infield back that perhaps Furcal would not make the long throw, and that was his big mistake. And Rafael went right after him, and he was hung out to dry with Casey Blake making the tag. So Sandoval is at first on the fielder's choice. 6-2-5 if you're scoring. And with 2 down, the batter is Benji Molina. Benji Molina is the one fella who is off to a very solid start, hitting .290 with 2 home runs and 8 runs batted in. On the road trip, however, hitting just .211. Stultz fastball in for a strike, and the count 0-1. 2 down, first inning, no score. Bochy talking to His young second baseman, no doubt, a little frustrated. Molina waiting, and the strike one pitch on the way. Fastball waved at and missed. Great location. A 90-mile-an-hour fastball that was down and on the outside part of the plate. So Benji, who is a very good hitter, went after it and came up empty. Fine location. So Stults trying to get out of the inning unmarked. 0-2 the count to Molina. Stults decides to go to first. Diving back to the bag is Sandoval. So despite a one-out double, the Giants now with 2 out and a runner at first, and Molina, their butter and egg man, at the plate. Benji had 95 RBIs last year. Another throw to first, and Sandoval back. Looking at Sandoval, you certainly wouldn't expect him to be a base running threat, and the Dodgers don't think of him that way, but they'd still like to take a step or two away from him with Molina up there at the plate. Strike 2 pitch coming up. Stults comes with a pitch waved at and missed, and again down and away with a breaking ball. So the Giants run out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, a man left, and at the end of half an inning, no score. After stealing third, and Rafael Furcal shoots him down trying to score. Let's take a look now at the Dodgers offensively, with Rafael Furcal leading off, followed by Orlando Hudson and Manny Ramirez. James Loney hits cleanup, and then Russell Martin, Andre Ethier and Matt Kemp, Casey Blake, and Eric Stults. On the mound for the Giants is Barry Zito. Zito, with an odd record, on the road last year, he was 7-6. At home in his own ballpark, he was 3-11. He is coming off a loss against San Diego, but he allowed 4 earned runs. Giant pitchers, by the way, cannot afford to make many mistakes. And in looking at the pitching staff, you realize that they have really had to struggle. They are averaging less than 4 runs of support through the first 8 games. That would be the 14th lowest mark in the National League. So Zito, 2-2 against the Dodgers last year, 5-4 lifetime. And Barry delivers, and the first pitch is low to Furcal. Rafael turning around to hit right-handed. Overall batting average 250, and how consistent. 250 from either side of the plate. Takes inside under the hands. 2 balls and no strikes. No score, bottom of the first inning. Zito works quickly, and Furcal, a high fly ball down the left field line, right in the corner, home run. Rafael Furcal. A long fly ball that just stayed fair inside the pole and landed maybe 3 rows back. His first home run of the year. And the Dodgers immediately on the scoreboard and lead 1-0. For Barry Zito, that would be the first home run that he's allowed this year. So Zito now is working against Orlando Hudson as Furcal hits his 12th leadoff home run as a Dodger. Zito ready and deals, and Hudson takes a look at a pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes. So Rafael Furcal comes up to show the Dodgers the way with the home run. Zito, meanwhile, unflustered, goes back to work 1-0, and the pitch is outside, and a 2 ball, no strike count. The man from the cycle, Orlando Hudson, against Barry Zito. Zito works from the third base side of the rubber, and the 2-0 pitch on the way. Fastball foul back. It was a fastball on the outside part of the plate. So Orlando up there following the home run, and of course on deck Manny Ramirez. Zito barely on the rubber. He hangs 10, but only 5 actually make contact. 2-1 pitch, a changeup, and a beauty in there for a strike, and a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Barry is 6'4" and 210, 31 the middle of May. 2-2 pitch on the way. Curveball down and dirty, and a 3-2 count. In Zito's career, he has always struggled before the All-Star break, and then he has done very well after. 3-2 pitch, fastball fouled away. Zito working on Hudson. 1-0 Dodgers. As for call, it's a fly ball into the stands just inside the left field foul pole. Barry ready, and the 3-2 pitch, another changeup, but it looked like a balloon and the string had been cut and it just floated high. So the Dodgers get a home run and then the walk to Hudson, and the batter now is Manny Ramirez. Well, we mentioned there's another birthday boy celebrating today, and that would be the Dodgers general manager. Ned Colletti is 55 today, 1 year older than Bruce Bochy. Ned born in Chicago. Interesting when you think about Colletti, was born in 1954. That was the year the New York Giants were the world champions, beating Cleveland in the World Series. Ned went on to work for the Giants, and now he's been a very successful GM here. The pitch to Ramirez is a fastball foul back. 0-1 the count. So, man, he certainly didn't get cheated as Zito works on him. Ramirez has 3 home runs against Zito, but only a .235 batting average. You can say only with a hitter like Ramirez. Hudson at first, 0-1 the count. Orlando is 3 for 3 in stolen bases. Pitch to Manny, and that's low. The 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck, James Loney. Dodgers pounding the Giants opening day 11-1, walking their way to a victory last night 5-4, and now jumping out in front in the first inning tonight. Zito at the belt, looks at Hudson, lifts that right leg, works the plate, ground ball to short. Renteria on the bag for 1, doubles Manny up at first. So a 6-3 double play, and just like that, 2 down in the first inning, and James Loney coming up. Barry Zito, in one way, has had the burden of a huge contract, and it is a burden, even though all of us would say, boy, that'd be nice to make that kind of money. And it is very nice for him, I'm sure, but at the same time, it might very well have the reason why he's 3-11 at home. Maybe he feels he have to really live up to the contract, and it's too much. We'll never know, but those are the numbers. So here now is James Loney. And the first pitch to James misses, ball 1, 1-0. When Zito signed with the Giants, just to conclude the thought as Loney settles in at home plate, 1-0 the count to James, who walked over the winning run last night. He looks at the strike. Barry Zito in 2006 signed a contract that called for $126 million over 7 years. And naturally, coming over from Oakland, great deal of fuss up there in the Bay Area. Loney sprays one foul, second level off third base, and the count 1-2. Giants will go home, and the Dodgers will open up the doors and welcome the Colorado Rockies, who will be here tomorrow night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon. Colorado break-even ball so far. Loney times a slow curve, hits it slowly up the middle, and Burris unable to handle it. And the young second baseman kicks it. Safely aboard is Loney, and the batter will be Russell Martin. We'll wait on the scorer's judgment. Big high bouncer. Burris behind the bag tried to come up with it and couldn't handle it. So we'll wait for the scorer. Meanwhile, Martin checking in. 1-0 Dodgers on a leadoff home run by Rafael Furcal. And of course, for Emmanuel Burris, he's going to be charged with an error. And remember, he tried to score from third on a ground ball to short. So he's not exactly having a good night so far, but it's only the first inning. So here's Martin. He swings, rolls it to Renteria, who feeds Burris, and that's it. Dodgers get 1 run, 1 hit, 1 swing of the bat by Rafael Furcal against Barry Zito, and the Dodgers lead 1-0. He also made a strong, accurate throw to get Emmanuel Burris trying to score in the first inning. So everybody knows Rafael is in this one. Now in the second inning, Fred Lewis, Rich Aurelia, and Aaron Rowand against Eric Stults. For Fred Lewis, a rough night last night as he takes inside ball one. Of course, the Giants had a very tough time against Kershaw anyway, but Fred Lewis struck out 4 times. Good young hitter, batting .357. Stults back with a pitch foul to the screen, 1-1. Clayton Kershaw with 13 strikeouts, walked only 1, and wound up with no decision. Welcome to the big leagues. The 1-1 pitch on the way is on the inside corner for a strike, and Stults now has Lewis 1-2. Fred was hitting in the 3rd spot last night. That's the spot for the best hitter. Tonight he's been dropped down a bit. The next pitch straightens him up and in. 2-2 the count. Last night, 1 of the 4 times, that's the way Kershaw pitched him. He just took the buttons right off his jersey, and then his last at bat, Wilson struck out on a pitch down and away. 2-2 pitch, and that's a breaking ball low, and a 3-2 count. We were looking it up. You might be interested to know. Rafael Furcal homers in the first inning. That's the 84th home run that Rafael has hit in his career. Next pitch is swung on and fouled away. Davey Lopes, by the way, as we talk about Furcal with 12 leadoff home runs as a Dodger, Davey Lopes had 28 in another world. 3-2 the count to Fred Lewis. Stults holds the ball at the belt, looks down to get a sign, holds it too long, and Lewis backs out. Furcal 1 year, in fact twice, hit 15 home runs. Lewis looks at a breaking ball that's low, ball 4, and for the Giants that is news. A hitter taking a walk. So Lewis goes to first, and the veteran first baseman, shortstop, third baseman, he can play just about anywhere on the infield, not second base, Rich Aurelia. Aurelia off to a slow start, like just about all of the Giants, hitting 143. He hasn't played much. He's only had 2 at-bats on the road, and he is 1 for 2 on this 5-game trip. Aurelia last night struck out, walked, and singled. The pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. So Rich Aurelia, who has been a Giant, who has had a Giant career. Aurelia originally signed by the Texas Rangers, but came up to the Giants way back in 1995. Strike 1 pitch on the way, instead a throw to first, and that moves Lewis back to the bag. Fred Lewis runs pretty well, but he's not involved in a stolen base yet. It's Randy Winn who does the running. Winn is 3 for 3. 1-0 Dodgers, second inning. Lewis inching off the bag, held on by Loney. Stults a look over there, now to the plate, and it is swung on and foul tipped into the dirt. Good breaking ball. 0-2 the count to Rich Aurelia. He'll be 38 in September. Went to school at St. John's, which reminds me, Ben Howland and the UCLA Bruins. Ben was honored before the ball game. A fine man, a fine representative for a university. 0-2 the count. Stults delivers. The next one is hit off the end of the bat, foul, trickling down to first base, where former Dodger Roberto Kelly retrieves and flips it back into the stands. Roberto coaching at first, Tim Flannery over at third, and Bruce Bochy, of course, in the dugout celebrating his 54th birthday. 0-2 the count to Rich Aurelia with Aaron Rowan on deck. Stults out of his stretch, looks over at Lewis, just stares at him, now to the plate, pitches high. One thing, Lewis on that pitch to the plate was racing back to the bag, and Roberto Kelly coming over to try and help him read Eric Stults. I mean, he was really going to the bag, and the pitch was on its way to the plate. 1-2 the count. So a little battle within the war. Stults looking at him again, just staring, and the 1-2 pitch is swung on and fouled back. Aurelia, in his salad days, had some power. He had as many as 37 home runs for the Giants, and he had as many as 97 runs batted in. Last year he had 10 home runs, 52 runs batted in. So Rich waiting, and the 1-2 pitch coming up. Left-handed Stults instead goes to first. Lewis trying to read him, and that time knew he was coming and got back to the bag. Eric at 29, given a 1-0 lead in the first inning on the home run by Rafael Furcal. Aurelia, besides hitting 37 home runs, has hit at least 24 times in his career. Hits a bad ball to Furcal, who guns him out. So with the runner going, Aurelia went down to get the pitch. Fred Lewis into second base and the out at first. So one away. Aaron Rowan coming up. And of course, Aaron Rowan for the Giants had what appeared to be the big hit last night. He had a 3-run home run in the 8th inning, only to have the Dodgers come back down 4-2 and win it 5-4. So Rowan hitting .375. He has 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in. Brilliant defensive outfielder, carrying a good stick and hitting .231 on the road trip. Throw to Orlando Hudson, so they're trying to intimidate Fred Lewis a little bit. Throwing a lot over at first, now throwing at second. Meanwhile, Orlando Hudson hollering out to Matt Kemp, who was charging the infield to back up on that throw. Good heads-up play. So Aaron Rowan waiting, 1-0 Dodgers, 2nd inning. Stultz looks back at Lewis, now comes to the plate and works it on the inside corner for a strike. Pretty good fastball, almost like a cutter. At the very end, it seemed to move just enough to throw the hitter off balance. Aaron is out of Portland, lives in Las Vegas, went to school here at Cal State Fullerton. Came up with the White Sox, spent 2 years with Philadelphia, and then came to the Giants last year. Strike one pitch to Aaron is a shot up the middle, but the O-Dog is playing behind the bag, just about to throw him out. On the play, Fred Lewis advances to third. Dodgers lead 1-0. Edgar Renteria will be coming up. Like real estate, location is everything, and Hudson was in the right spot. Edgar Renteria, the boy from Barranquilla in Colombia. Not quite a boy anymore. He'll be 33 in August, and struggling in the early going, hitting just .138 and less than that on the trip, hitting .118. So Renteria signed by the Giants to hold the fort at short, and the first pitch is low, ball one. Giants feel that their minor league system will produce a starting shortstop very soon. Renteria was originally signed by the Marlins in 1992, and he's trying to get Fred Lewis home. The pitch to Edgar, foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Renteria, among other things, on a World Championship Florida Marlins club, played 3 years with them, then had a long time with the Cardinals, the Red Sox, the Braves, the Tigers, and now the Giants. 1-1 pitch, and Edgar has a look, and that's low, ball 2, 2-1. Renteria had the thrill of a lifetime, knocking in the eventual winning run in the extra inning game, Game 7 of the World Series, to beat Cleveland. 2-1 to count. Here comes Stultz. Fastball is hit right up the middle. Behind second is Hunt. Throws to first, not in time, and the run scores. So Renteria, with a runner at third and 2 out, is challenged by Stultz, and Stultz makes him pay. So his base hit ties up the game 1-1. Stultz just missed it. It went by his left ankle, and Hudson, playing in the hole, tried to come back, and not much of a chance. So Renteria gets a base hit, run batted in, and the walk that the Giants received is cashed in. And of course, that's one of the complaints for Bruce Bochy. His club just does not walk, but they walk tonight and score a run. Barry Zito takes a strike, and the count 0-1. 2 out, second inning, 1-1 tie. Barry waiting. Stultz, another look over at first. Back he comes, and this time it's a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike. For Zito, he knows how tough it is to get runs. The Giants have scored 2 runs or less in 56% of his starts. He swings and fouls it, 1-2 the count. So there's a lot of pressure when Zito goes out to the mound. Boy, that's tough. 2 runs or less in more than half of his starts. The 1-2 pitch coming up to Zito. Change up fouled away. You know, the Giants starting pitching, Randy Johnson's ERA is over 11. Tim Lincecum is over 7. Barry Zito came in with an ERA of 9. Only Matt Cain has pitched exceptionally well, and he didn't get any runs last night. Zito takes off the plate, and the count goes 2-2. So the leadoff walk, and that is a tough thing for any pitcher to do. Knows all the while it might hurt him. And sure enough, it was cashed in. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Barry Zito, and that's taken. Strike 3 call. Fastball that hits 90 on the gun on the outside part of the plate. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left. And at the end of an inning and a half,
This is RX, reinventing the vehicle that invented it all.
Bottom of the second inning in a 1-1 tie. Andre Ethier followed by Matt Kemp and then Casey Blake. And left-handed Barry Zito ready to go to work, all even. Dodgers got a leadoff home run by Rafael Furcal, and the Giants got a leadoff walk and cashed it in. Zito ready now, comes to Ethier, and Andre shies away from a pitch that's in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Ethier has struggled against Zito, just 2 for 12. Barry looks down the sign to get it ready in the strike 1 pitch, and that's up. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Barry Zito, with a marvelous family background, involved a great deal with music, won the 2002 American League Cy Young Award. Ethier fouls it away down the line. Talking about the accomplished family of the Zitos, Sally, the younger of Barry's 2 sisters, a composer, conductor, film scorer, music writer. The oldest sister, Bonnie, was a former runway model. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming up, and it's up and in, and I think it got a little bit of Ethier. He hasn't left the plate yet. Now he throws the bat away. So Zito trying to work up and in, and gets Andre Ethier, who of course is awarded first. And the batter will be Matt Kemp coming up with a runner at first and nobody out. Matt Kemp is the one Dodger who is hit in every game. And now, after Ethier is hit high up on the shoulder, he goes to first, held on by Rich Aurelia. And Matt Kemp with a 9-game hitting streak coming up. So Matt hitting .375. Zito's fastball is lined to left, coming up late, and the ball gets by Fred Lewis. He did not get a jump, and then he was unable to block it. And here comes Ethier on his way to score. Into third goes Kemp, and the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead. Fred Lewis had a lot of trouble, and he's having a lot of trouble in the series. So Fred struck out a lot. Then he had a shaky base running effort. Then he tried to charge and catch the sinking line drive, and it went right under his glove and on through to the wall. He never touched the ball. So from here it looks like Matt Kemp will be given a triple. We'll wait and see officially, and that's what it is. So Kemp has hit in 10 straight. Young Fred Lewis shaking his head out there in left field. What a world. And the Dodgers lead 2-1. Not to mention what Barry Zito is doing out on the mound. Infield comes up. Slow curveball to Casey in for a strike, and the count 0-1. By the way, ever since Casey has been with the Dodgers, I've had a misprint, and I've kept calling the town Ionola, Iowa. And it is Indianola. The pitch to Casey is lined to right field. A rose by any other name, and the run scores, and the Dodgers lead 3-1. Hello, Indianola. And Casey drives it in.
Coming to the plate, pitcher,
well, Bruce Bochy, not exactly happy birthday. A hit batter, then a line drive misplayed for a triple, and then a single to right. So the Dodgers pick up 2 in the inning and lead 3-1. Eric Stults comes up, and the Giants look bunt. He shows bunt, and the pitch is taken for a strike, and the count 0-1. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error for the Giants. It is a tough game at best, and when you are just having your struggles, you can sure feel for a young outfielder like Fred Lewis, who is good enough to hit third in the lineup and play every day, but right now just going through some struggles. Struck out once in the first game, 4 times last night. Walked and scored a run in the second inning, however. Throw to first, and Casey Blake back on the bag. Barry Zito is down 3-1. And remember, the Giants score 2 runs or less in more than half of his starts. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Stults bunts in the air, and it is caught by Zito, but he sits down on the catch, and holding it first is Blake. So Stults pops up the bunt, 1 away. Nice play by Barry.
Shortstop number 15, Rafael Furcal.
So Rafael Furcal coming up. Rafael, who opened up the game with a home run just down the left field line. And Zito trying to get out of the inning, having allowed 2. 1 out, Casey Blake, held on by Rich Aurelia. Dodgers leading 3-1. Zito ready and deals, and the first pitch to Rafael is low. He has hit 12 leadoff home runs as a Dodger, 24 in his career, and as we said, he has 84 home runs all told. Davey Lopes had 28. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Zito's changeup is hit to left field. Going back is Lewis. Back to the track, and one hands it going into the wall. Nice play for young Fred, and back to first base goes Casey Blake. So that changeup was like a letter home. Furcal just could not resist and almost hit that thing into the wall. So just as the Dodgers would bemoan the leadoff walk to Lewis that was cashed in for a run, the Giants bemoan the fact that Andre Ethier, hit by a pitch, was allowed to get aboard and score. So here's Orlando Hudson, who walked in the first inning. Manny Ramirez on deck. Zito ready and delivers, and the first pitch low. A nice block by Benji Molina. And holding at first base is Casey Blake. Benji with 2 Gold Gloves. The Dodgers have Brad Ausmus, who has 3. 1 ball and no strikes to Orlando Hudson, batting a cool .368. Zito shaking his left arm as if he had just done his nails. Now he's ready. And the 1-0 pitch, straight changeup, but high. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. Barry throws a lot of changeups now. He's always had a big curveball. After all, you don't win the Cy Young Award throwing changes. Barry swinging the hands, now straightens up, and the 2-0 pitch on the way is a fastball off the plate. Ball 3. So 3-0 the count, and on deck, Manny Ramirez. Zito's fastball is 83, so it's kind of hard to call it a fastball. Barry looks in, picks up the sign. The 3-0 pitch to Orlando Hudson, fastball in there, and he had a little bit on that one. 3-1 to Orlando Hudson. Dodgers 3 runs, 3 hits. Giants 1 run, 2 hits. Now Zito ready. Barry's 3-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back. 3-2. We were talking about his family and music. His grandmother was a pastor of a New Age church. His father Joe was a composer for, among others, Nat King Cole, and worked with musicians like Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. 3-2 pitch, runner going, and it's fouled away. So Casey Blake from Indianola, Iowa, back to the bag at first. Orlando trying to extend the inning and let Manny have a shot. Ramirez waiting on deck. Zito said, another look at first. Runner goes. Changeup is hit. A one-hopper into center for a base hit. So on his way to third is Blake, and the Dodgers are in business again. Runners at first and third, 2 out, and Barry Zito coming up. Well, Barry waiting for Manny, and what a spot this is. Manny came into this series with the Giants hitting .414 against them. And Zito now really in a mess. And even though there's a runner at first, they will walk Ramirez intentionally. Boshi, among other things, going percentages. Left-hand pitcher, left-hand hitter due up. So Manny gets the walk. Zito coming into the game had walked 2 in his previous start. And now he has walked 2 and hit a batter, but this one intentionally granted. All right, the bases are loaded for James Loney. And if you feel a little deja vu, you can understand last night. 9th inning. Loney came up with the bases loaded, walked to drive in the winning run, but he has really struggled, the numbers tell you, against Barry Zito. 1 for 18 with 5 strikeouts. Remember, Loney last year hit a grand slam against the Cubs, or Brian Dempster, in the division series. He takes a strike, 0-1. His other grand slam during the regular season was in Colorado against Byung-Hyun Kim. So Blake at third, Hudson at second, Ramirez at first, and Zito fighting for his life out there. The strike one pitch is taken low, 1-1. His baseball life anyway. In the inning, he hit Ethier off the shoulder. Kemp hit a sinking line drive that tied up Fred Lewis and went for a triple, and the run scored. Then Blake singled home Kemp. And now the bases are loaded with 2 out, with the Dodgers leading 3-1. Zito's fastball is fouled back, and the count 1-2. That's as hard as he has thrown tonight. The adrenaline had to be pumping a little bit. That was 88 miles an hour. That's about as hard as he can throw. Barry working from the third base side of the rubber, which is a little strange when you think about it. If you're left-handed, wouldn't you work on the first base side? You could start your pitch right at the hitter. But instead, pitching the way he is, he's on the third base side of the rubber, and that makes it difficult. I'll tell you who would agree in a lot of words. Sandy Koufax. Fastball is off the plate, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So far, and it's only the second inning, every Dodger swing has hit the ball, fair or foul, but no Dodger has swung and missed. So the deuce is a wild 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 in. 3-1 Dodgers. Fastball is in there. Strike 3 call. 87 miles an hour. And for Loney, he was just fooled, plain flat out outthought. And at the end of 2, 3-1 Dodgers. When the Dodgers scored 2 and lead 3-1. So now Randy Wynn, followed by Emmanuel Burris and Pablo Sandoval. And of course, Stoltz worked hard. He made 25 pitches in the second inning. Wynn flied to left. Randy 0 for 1, hitting .303, and takes the first pitch low, ball 1, 1-0. Switch hitter went 0 for 4 last night. Wynn, Burris, Sandoval, and if anybody gets on, Benji Molina. Stoltz ready. Eric delivers. Fastball for a strike. 1-1 the count. Stoltz is not overpowering. His fastball's at 90. The highest for Zito is 88. 1-1 pitch on the way to Randy Wynn, and a check swing. It's low, ball 2, 2-1. Dodgers got a run in the first. Giants tied it in the second. The Dodgers get 2 in the bottom of the second and lead 3-1. Now the 2-1 pitch to Randy Wynn, a chopper to the left of Furcal. Rafael on the run, shoots him down. 1 away. Say, friends, you can cap off opening week with 2 days of special events for children during Kids Opening Weekend. Saturday, all fans invited on the field before the game to take pictures with the Dodgers. Sunday's game features the first Kids Run the Bases event of the year. For tickets, call 866-DODGERS or visit Dodgers.com. 3-1 Dodgers, 1 out in the third. Emmanuel Burris up there, big swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Burris, who doubled in the first inning and stole third, then tried to come home on a ground ball to Rafael Furcal, who threw him out in a rundown. The next one to Burris evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants have lost 5 in a row. The Dodgers have won 4 in a row. And the 1-1 pitch on the way, down and away, ball 2, 2-1 the count. So Eric Stults trying to pick up where Billingsley and Kershaw left off, and that is some challenge. Burris waiting in the 2-1 pitch. He runs to bunt, pushes it hard to Loney, who just takes it to the bag. So 2 down in the third inning, and the batter is Pablo Sandoval, who hit the ground ball to short, and that resulted in the rundown and Burris being erased. The one fella in the Giant lineup who has had a success against Stults in the past is Fred Lewis. Lewis 5 for 6 against a left-hander. Sandoval has never faced him before. Stults ready, fastball, a big swing and a miss, and the count 0-1 to Pablo. Dodgers lead 3-1. We're in the top of the third inning. Stults comes back 0-1 and works it low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sandoval very much of a free swinger. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed, 1-2. Even though he is a free swinger and he hits himself on the side of the helmet with the bat, last year in 145 at bats, he not only hit .345, but he only struck out 14 times. 1-2 pitch, he reaches for it, hits it up along first base foul, and a 1-2 count. In the minor leagues, Pablo, who does not hit a lot of home runs, 11, 12, something like that, but in the minor leagues, in over 2,000 at bats, he hit .308, and he struck out only 248 times. Remarkable. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way is high, ball 2. Of course, of all the hitters, and we've repeated it so many times, you know that Joe DiMaggio never struck out more than 39 times in a season. Never. When he had the 56 game hitting streak, Joe hit 30 home runs and struck out 13 times. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming up, and that's reached for, and it's pushed over the head of Loney down the right field line. Ethier over to come up with it, and Sandoval will hold on. So Sandoval going for pitches away, fouled one off, and then hit a flare into right field for a 2-out single, and that brings up Benji Molina. Molina struck out in the first inning. Dodgers 3 runs, 4 hits. Giants 1 run, 3 hits. Benji, a very good all-around ball player. Checks in hitting .281, 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in. We're in the top of the third. Dodgers 3, Giants 1. Stults out of a stretch. The left-hander staring over at Sandoval. Now to the plate. Fastball foul back. 0-1 the count. Fastball alley. Over the screen and diving into the lower deck. Sandoval held on by Loney. Molina waiting at the plate, and the strike 1 pitch on the way. Stults delivers, and that's a fastball off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Eric Stults rushed in to fill the breach when Hiroki Kuroda was unable to answer the bell over in Arizona. Pitched well, got the win. Now here he is with yet another opportunity. The 1-1 pitch coming up to Benji Molina. Fastball hit to straightaway center. Matt Kemp's at the other end of it, and that's that. So no runs, 1 hit, a man left. At the end of 2.5 innings, Dodgers 3, Giants 1. In here tomorrow night, manager Clint Hurdle and his bench coach, former Dodger skipper Jim Tracy. Randy Wolf will be on the mound. Jorge De La Rosa will be pitching, left-hander. Saturday afternoon, Aaron Cook and Chad Billingsley. Sunday, Ubaldo Jimenez and James McDonald. Barry Zito ready in the first pitch to Russell Martin, in for a strike. Martin hit into a force play in the first inning. Russell batting .206. Had a key hit last night. Dodgers down by 2, and he doubled Ethier to third in the 8th inning. That set up the 2 runs to get the Dodgers even, and eventually in the 9th inning the game unraveled and the Dodgers won it 5-4. 0-2 to Russell. Zito ready. Back he comes. Breaking ball in on the hands. Pretty good pitch. That looked like it was going to be a letter high fastball, and at the last minute it just came right in on the hands, and Martin fouled it off. Couldn't extend the arms. He was fortunate that he got a piece of it at all. 0-2 the count. Zito ready. Here he comes. Breaking ball down and in, and Martin comes up empty on the curve. And we have 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Say new for 2009, the Dodgers present Friday night fireworks all season long. The first event takes off tomorrow night. Colorado fireworks set to the music of the 1970s on Super 70s night. For tickets, call 866-DODGERS or visit Dodgers.com and enjoy the show after the show. Here's Ethier, hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Takes a big overhand curveball way off the plate. Ball 1. Andre hitting .281. Zito comes back 1-0, and that swung on and popped up. It will be the second baseman, Emmanuel Burris, to make the catch. So Ethier a pop fly, and we have 2 out in the 3rd inning.
Center fielder, number 27.
Ethier, remember, hit by a pitch. You might think, well, he's been hitting the pitcher hard and consequently the pitcher was coming inside, but the numbers don't hold up. Ethier was 2 for 12 when he was hit by Zito, so now he's 2 for 13. And the batter will be Matt Kemp. Kemp hit that sinking line drive that completely fooled Fred Lewis and went for a triple. He has hit now in all 10 Dodger games this year. Big Matt hitting .394 and takes a strike. 0-1. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 3 hits for the Giants. Strike one, breaking ball dips in nicely. Good hard curve, and the count 0-2. Zito, who has those strange numbers, 7-6 on the road, 3-11 at home. Barry ready in the strike 2 pitch, and that's a fastball high, a showcase fastball. By the way, Barry has usually pitched well here at Dodger Stadium. His record here 3-1. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. A hook hit down to shortstop, but moving over to Sandoval to make the play, and that's the inning. So the Dodgers go very quietly in the third. Zito seems to have gotten locked in then, and at the end of 3-1 Dodgers.
And by CarMax, the way car buying should be.
Fourth inning with the Dodgers leading the Giants 3-1. A battle of the left-handers Eric Stults and Barry Zito. Fred Lewis, Rich Aurelia, and Aaron Rowan coming up, and Lewis takes a high fastball strike up around the letters. 0-1 to count. Lewis, a good ball player, better than he has shown in the series. Swings, doesn't get it, and the count 0-2. Lewis batting .357 out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and the strike 2 pitch, big curveball, ball 1. Eric Stults into the 4th inning, leading by 2. Fastball missed, 2-2. Fred Lewis went to Southern University. He played a year with the Brewers' Ricky Weeks. Fastball inside, that got him on the hands, I believe. So Fred Lewis hit by a fastball in. I don't think you could connect it to the pitch that hit Ethier in the 2nd and the pitch that hits Lewis now in the 4th. Last night, Sandoval was hit in the 8th inning. So the Giant run in the 2nd inning started with a base on balls. Now we'll see what they do it with a hit batter, and Aurelia, Rowan, and Renteria coming up. In the dirt, gets away. Martin doesn't know now. By the time he finds out where it is, on the wild pitch, Lewis easily goes to 2nd. So hit batter, wild pitch, and the Giants are in business without really doing anything. Aurelia directing traffic. Dodgers 3 runs, 4 hits. Giants 1 run, 3 hits. For Eric Stultz, his first wild pitch of the year. 1-0. Drops that in nicely. 1-1. Pretty good breaking ball. About 80 miles an hour. Fred Lewis at second base. Nobody out. 3-1 Dodgers. Time. Rich Aurelia backing out. Plate umpire Paul Schreiber gives him the time. Schreiber's been up in the big leagues for 11 years. His father was a AAA umpire. 1 ball and 1 strike. Talking about Schreiber, he did a nice thing. He held an empty seat during his first game in the majors for his late mother, who had passed away, which reminds us that Eric Stultz's mom passed away in February. 1-1 the count to Aurelia. Fastball bunted in the air, foul. Martin can't get it. 1-2 to Rich. Giants got a run in the second inning when Lewis walked. Couple of ground balls, and then Renteria had a ground ball single back at second base, and Lewis scored. Dodgers had Furcal lead off with a home run. Kemp tripled in Ethier, and Blake singled home Kemp for 2 in the second, and that's it. 3-1 Dodgers. Well, the Giants have Lewis at second and nobody out. Fastball is reached for, a one-hopper backhanded by Hudson, and on the play Lewis takes third. So Aurelia goes the other way to move his man along. He'll get 5s in the dugout. Heroes welcome. Of course, that's one reason why Aurelia has been in the big league so long. So now here's Aaron Rowan, who grounded out in the second inning. Infield way back as normal. Rowan with a chance to pick up Lewis. Fastball is popped up. Orlando just out on the grass, so Lewis has nowhere to go as Rowan pops it up, 2 down. By the way, we have a moment. Our CarMax text question tonight is, which performance was the most exciting to watch this week? Orlando Hudson hitting for the cycle, or Clayton Kershaw striking out 13? Fun to know. Text your answer 86212 on your cell. The cycle or the 13 Ks? One thing with Hudson's cycle, unless you were keeping score, you weren't really aware. I mean, he got a triple, sure, but unless you were keeping score, I bet a lot of people didn't realize he had the cycle until they put it up on the scoreboard. Well, they're taking the bat out of Renteria's hand. A 5-time All-Star gets the intentional walk. Barry Zito will be coming up trying to help his own cause. Dodgers 3, Giants 1. 2 down. And there's ball 4. So Renteria at first, Lewis at third, and Zito coming up. Zito struck out in the second inning. Zito coming into the game, the career batting average less than 100. Over the years, he does have 5 runs batted in. Renteria at first, Lewis at third, 2 out. Fastball is rolled to Loney. He'll take it to the bag, and that'll be that. No runs, no hits. A walk and a hit batter, 2 left. And at the end of 3.5, Rowan having popped up, it's still 3-1 Dodgers. And by Infinity, luxury cars that inspire at every turn. Dodgers lead the Giants 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Oh yeah, deep in thought, miles away from here, but eating. Look at those big blue eyes gazing out somewhere, but not at the game. Meanwhile, the pride of Indianola, Iowa, Casey Blake. Single to right field to drive in a run in the 2nd inning. Casey, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Ball 1, fastball up. Change up, and that misses, so he's in a hole now, 2-0. Zito really looked locked in the 3rd inning. He made only 10 pitches. Fastball strike, 2-1. Fastball at 85. Breaking ball in the 70s. Straight change around 70. 2-1. 2-2. Fastball, but only 83, but the location was very good. Two and two to Casey Blake. Eric Stultz on deck. Slow curveball, a big curve with the pot of gold at the end of it, and down goes Casey. Look at this, up there. Right there. So Casey locked in, caught looking at that rainbow curve, and the batter is Eric Stultz. Zito has picked up 3 strikeouts. Stultz popped the bunt up in the 2nd inning, caught by Zito. Fastball strike, 0-1. That fastball was 87. I think the hardest he's thrown so far is 88. Comes right back fastball, and that's the same, 87. Curveball fouled off. So all of a sudden now he's starting to pitch. He's retired 5 in a row, striking out 3 of the 5. 0-2 to Stultz. 1-2. To repeat tomorrow night, Randy Wolf, who was magnificent in Arizona, he'll go against Jorge De La Rosa. Saturday afternoon, Chad Billingsley and Aaron Cook. Sunday, James McDonald and Ubaldo Jimenez. And that will do it for Stultz. 4 strikeouts for Zito. And he has picked up 4 strikeouts during this stretch of retiring 6 in a row. He looked like a totally different pitcher in the 3rd inning compared to the first 2 innings. So he's in sync now. And the batter is Rafael Furcal, who hit that fly ball home run right down the left field line into the seats, and then last time up hit a change up deep to left, and Lewis had to go back to get it. Fastball strike. Giants shorten up. Aurelia is up, looking bunt, but the Giants tell Sandoval to go back. Strike. Yeah, Zito had looked so much better starting when he pitched to Russell Martin in the 3rd inning. 0-2. Missing the fastball purposely down and away. 1-2. Fastball away. Furcal having to almost lunge at that thing. It appeared to be outside the plate, but with 2 strikes he couldn't afford to take it. Rafael with 84 home runs in his career, 24 leading off a game, 12 as a Dodger. Fastball just down. 2-2. Change up. A diving stop by Sandoval, a high throw, but a toe dance by Aurelia. So that change up that Furcal almost hit to the wall, he got it again, and this time Sandoval takes a hit away from him. It's still 3-1.
Nation 88, 31, and 25. Enter right now at kcal9.com. Brought to you by Wingstop.
We move to the 5th inning, and one thing it would seem with the Dodgers leading 3-1, Barry Zito is locked in. The last 2 innings he really looked like a multi-million-dollar pitcher. So the Dodgers know the Giants are very much in it, trailing 3-1. Wynn, Burris, and Sandoval against Stultz. Randy is flied to left, grounded to short. Fouled away. Wynn a switch hitter, but really a switch swinger right now, right-handed. He's hitting .360 left and about $1.25 right. Ground ball to third. Casey Blake. Dodgers have done a very good job in keeping Randy Winn off the base paths. He had a single in the third inning of the first game, and that's it. So he's 1 for 11, and in the leadoff role, you really have a chance to shut the Giants down if you keep Winn off the base paths. So here's Emmanuel Burris. Double to left, stole third, and was out trying to come home on a ground ball to short. That's a strike. Last time up, tried to bunt and did, but bunted sharply right to James Loney. 0-1. 0-2. Dodgers scored a run in the first on the leadoff home run by Furcal, and that had to hurt Bruce Bochy, celebrating his 54th birthday. Giants came back with a run to get him even, but the Dodgers came back with 2, and they're leading 3-1. Ball 1, 1-2. 29-year-old left-hander Eric Stultz. Fastball hit into right field. Ethier will have to play it on a bounce. So Burris goes 2 for 3 with a single to right. Stultz has not had an easy inning. He has not had a 1-2-3 inning. His pitch count, to give you an idea, would be about 70 pitches going into the 5th inning. So Sandoval with Molina on deck. Pablo hit a fielder's choice ground ball to Furcal, who nailed Burris. And then Sandoval reached for an outside pitch and single to right. This time he pulls one down the left field line, just fair. Manny playing the role, but here comes the runner Burris to score on a double by Sandoval. And it's Dodgers 3, Giants 2. So Pablo went outside to get a single to right, went down to get a double to left. He really covers the plate. Remember, we told you he rarely strikes out. So now the Giants had the tying run at second base, 1 out. And Benji Molina coming up. Molina has struck out and flied to center, 0 for 2. Had a home run, but also struck out 3 times last night. And he had a double in the first game. And a towering fly ball, but very playable. Manny just waiting. Tagging up is Sandoval. Manny for the catch. Sandoval a bluff. And with 2 down, the batter will be Fred Lewis.
Number 14, Fred Lewis.
Fred Lewis walked in the second inning and came around to score. Hit by a pitch and got as far as third in the 4th inning. Dodgers 3, Giants 2, dusting off the number from last year. Even though they lost 90 games last year, the Giants won as many one-run games as the Angels, who won 100 games. They each won 31 games by 1 run. Of course, the Giants really plagued San Diego. They beat the Padres 13 out of 18, 7-0 against San Diego in 1-run games. Now the 1-0 pitch to Lewis. In at the knuckles. So that's about a pitch that hit him last time. Rich Aurelia on deck. 2 out. Fastball in for a strike. 2-1. Stultz hits 89. We have not seen a fastball above 90. We've seen 90 a couple of times from Eric, not from Zito. 2-1. Fouled away. 2-2. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sandoval at second, and the Dodgers lead 3-2. Just missed inside. Dodgers have tried to pitch Lewis up and in throughout the series. Way up and in. So Fred Lewis gets the walk. And with runners at first and second, Rich Aurelia coming up. 3 walks and a hit batter for Stokes. Trying to get out of the jam with Aurelia, who has hit 2 ground balls to short and to second. When he hit the ball to second, he was really giving himself up going the other way to get Lewis to third. That was in the 4th inning. So now Rich with a chance to get his team even, and Rick Honeycutt going out to the mound to talk to Stokes. They are moving around in the Dodger bullpen. They have not had anybody make a pitch yet, but they're close to doing it. So Honeycutt, perhaps among other things, consuming a little time. Big Guillermo Mota gets up in the Dodger bullpen. When Eric Stultz pitched for Joe Torre in Arizona, he went 5 1/3 innings in that game, allowed 1 run, and he made 95 pitches. We'll take a look and see where he is right now on his pitch count. Got to be in the middle 80s. In fact, exactly 84 pitches. So 2 on, 2 out. And here's the veteran Aurelia. 0-1. You think to yourself, a pressure spot, and then you look at a guy who's been playing in the big leagues since 1995. He's been through it all. Three runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Giants. Fastball squirted foul down to Roberto. 0-2. So Stultz, 85 pitches. Dodgers will be at the top of the order. Hudson, Ramirez, and Loney in the bottom of this 5th inning. Big at bat for Rich Aurelia. Sandoval at second, Lewis at first, 2 out. One and 2. Giants have not done well at all with a runner in scoring position, but we'll see about Aurelia. Fastball hit down the right field line, slicing foul. Ethier coming over, no play. The Giants are 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. That 1 for 7 was the infield single by Edgar Renteria that drove in a run in the 2nd inning. One and 2. Sandoval and Lewis out there. A line drive caught by Stokes. Aurelia hits it hard right into Stultz's glove. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left, 3-2 Dodgers.
Ford dealers and the new Ford Advantage plan.
Waste not, want not. That's the story so far for the Giants. Eric Stultz made 89 pitches, and he is done. Pitched very well and had to continuously pitch out of trouble. The Giants, leaving at least one man on base in every inning, have left 7 in their 5 innings. And Zito, who looks really like a solid pitcher, going to work with a curveball for ball 1. Hudson walked and singled. One ball and no strikes. 1-1. Dodgers got a run in the first. Giants came back with 1. Dodgers came back with 2 to lead 3-1. Giants got 1 in the 5th. Tough break on the line drive into Stultz mid. Ball 2. Orlando with the cycle, so he got a sack full of base hits opening day, and he is 8 for 11 in the series against the Giants. 8 for 11. 2-2. So that means that every time Manny has come up, Orlando's been out there. Manny grounded into a double play, and he was walked intentionally to load the bases in the second inning. He had a single in the 9th inning last night. Ball 3. Opening day, Manny hit one to right center, caught by Randy Wynn. And so now the challenge is for Zito. 3-2. Fastball. Sandoval waiting for the hop. So I would say that while pitching to Loney in the second inning, and remember he froze Loney for strike 3 in the second inning, from that moment on, Zito has really been locked in. He'd retired 8 in a row, striking out 4 in the process, and now here is Manny. Ground ball, knocked down and backhanded by Aurelia. So we have 2 down in the 5th inning. So the Giants certainly know they're in the game, not only with their hitting, but now certainly with their pitching. Say hit the road with the Dodgers for the first Dodger Life road trip of the year. You can travel to Colorado April 24th to the 26th. Watch the boys in blue take on the Rockies at Coors Field. Packages include hotel, tour of the park, pregame meet and greet, and more. To purchase, visit Dodgers.com/road trips or call 323-224-2646. Loney reached on an error and struck out. James hitting .314. And a slicing drive, and Rowan got a fine jump. Made it look easy. So spread the word. Zito's on the beam at the end of 5. 3-2 Dodgers. over the Giants 13-1. Not at Candlestick Park, and certainly not at AT&T Park. It was Seal Stadium. What a place that was. About 22,000 in the ballpark, and the Dodgers did a real number, as we said, 13-1. Jerry and I sat in the stands. Crowd was right below us. They'd ask you for a light. They would talk to you in the middle of the sentence. Giants and the Dodgers at Seal Stadium. You had to see it to believe it. That was 1958. Let's go back to this one. Crowd used to really have fun with us. Jerry and I would read a commercial about a East Side Old Tap Lager beer that we were selling in those days, and the Giant fans would start hollering the name of every beer they could think of just to mess up the commercials. Seal Stadium, wow. All right, James McDonald pitching to Aaron Rowan. Rowan is 0 for 2. Young James from Long Beach went to Golden West Community College, son of a former NFL player. A bullet foul. 1-1. McDonald, big boy, 6'5", 195 pounds. Started out okay in Arizona. Got like 6 in a row and then suddenly lost control. 1-1 to Aaron Rowan. McDonald lasted 2 1/3 innings in Arizona. Walked 5. No, make it walk 3, hit a batter, and gave up 5 runs. Ground ball to Furcal. And away. The batter will be Edgar Renteria. Had the infield single and picked up the RBI, scoring Fred Lewis in the 2nd inning. Last time up, they walked him intentionally. Barry Zito on deck. That's a strike. McDonald shows such promise. He was the minor league pitcher of the year in 2007 and minor league pitcher of the year 2008. We talked about it in Arizona. He has very, very large hands, very, very long fingers. 1-1. Ground ball to Furcal. So 2 quick outs in the 6th inning, and the batter will be Barry Zito.
Pitcher number 75.
McDonald says that he can use his pinky and his thumb and wrap them around a baseball. That's big fingers. Sandy Koufax had big hands, big fingers. Strike. 0-1. And he comes in and immediately hits 93 on his fastball. Zito has struck out and grounded out. And he's in a hole now, 0-2. But Zito has certainly turned things around. He's retired 10 in a row. Dodgers lead 3-2. Change, but not much on that. Not close. 1-2 the count. Two and 2. Outfield shaded to left. And promptly lined to left field. So Zito, who is not much of a hitter, comes up with a 2-out single to left, and that'll bring up Randy Wynn.
How about him, right fielder, Randy Wynn.
Hit number 1 of McDonald, hit number 6 for the Giants, who have had at least 1 man on base in every inning. Randy Wynn 1 for 11 in the series, 0 for 3 tonight. now turning around to hit left-handed. Remember, we told you hitting right-handed, he was hitting about $1.25. From this side of the plate, he's hitting .360. We're in the 6th. Boy, McDonald went right after him with a fastball. 0-1 to count. Dodgers, when they signed McDonald, they played him in the outfield for 2 years. They knew what they had. They wanted to protect his arm. As an outfielder, he hit .226 in 2 years. Then they felt he was big enough, developed enough, strong enough to go to the mound. And all agreed that's where he belongs. 1-1. Another strike. 1-2. We mentioned too that McDonald got some great lessons from former Dodger pitcher Charlie Huff, who was his pitching coach. And a hopper to Orlando. That'll be that. So McDonald gives up a single to Zito and nothing else. Giants leave another. They've left at least one in every inning, and the Dodgers still lead 3-2.
Some guys would starve.
Well, here's a look at how our CarMax text message voting is going so far. Remember, we asked which performance was the most exciting to watch this week. Orlando Hudson hitting for the cycle or Clayton Kershaw striking out 13. So far, overwhelmingly, 72% say Orlando Hudson hitting for the cycle. Text your answer 86212 on your cell phone, and we'll see your final judgment. Interesting, the Giants went out with 3 ground balls in the 6th inning. Orlando handled 1 of them. The Giants have hit 11 ground ball outs. As Russell Martin hit into a force play and struck out. Barry Zito struggled the first 2 innings, and then all of a sudden everything clicked when he was pitching to Martin in the 2nd inning. And he has really looked good ever since. He retired 10 in a row, striking out 4 over the stretch. And it really all began with Martin, even though he got Loney looking in the 2nd inning. 1-2. He had made 71 pitches going into the 5th inning, so he has settled down. 2-2. Last inning, Zito made only 9 pitches to retire the side. Now I think he hit Martin on the foot. Yep. And Russell goes to first. So Russell takes one on the shoelaces and goes to first. And Andre Ethier, who was hit on the shoulder, will come up. Martin at first, nobody out, bottom of the 6th. For Martin to get aboard, the last Dodger to reach was Ramirez, who was walked intentionally in the 2nd inning. But now Zito has to pitch out of the stretch. And ball 1. Zito has given Ethier a bad time, not just tonight. Andre 2 for 13 against him. And now Zito, after hitting Martin on the foot, pitching from a stretch, is immediately behind 2 balls and no strikes. And behind 3-0. So all of a sudden the spell is broken, at least for the moment. Boy, he was a machine. 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. And they're going to get somebody up now in the Giant bullpen. 3-0 the count to Ethier. Very high, not even close. So as good as he was in the zone, so to speak, for 3 innings, now all of a sudden he's in trouble. And Dave Righetti going out to try to help him. Brandon Metters gets up in the Giant bullpen, and Brandon begins to loosen up. So Righetti, a talented left-hander in his day, has Metters in the pen. And the Dodgers have 2 on, nobody out. Kemp, Blake, and McDonald due up. Matt Kemp had that sinking line drive played into a triple by Fred Lewis, and he has hit safely in 10 straight. Martin leading the way, hit by the pitch, and then Andre Ethier walks on 4 pitches. So just as quickly as it seemed like he was in the groove, now suddenly there's a difference between a groove and the rut. So Kemp is 1 for 2. Aurelia and Sandoval shorten up, but certainly not looking for Kemp to bunt. Casey Blake on deck. Slow freight, ball 1. So he's hit a batter, then walked Ethier on 4, and he's out of sync. 1 ball and no strikes. Matt hitting .382. He has 7 RBIs and a home run. That's in there. 1-1. Matt taking a long look at Larry Boa. Martin at second, Ethier at first, nobody out. Fastball in the dirt. Nice save by Molina. No swing. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, one thing that has really stood out throughout the series, Molina has saved so many possible wild pitches. Two balls and 1 strike. Martin and Ethier at the ready. Nobody out. 3-2 Dodgers, bottom of the 6th. Change, and that's very high. 3-1. No doubt Zito thinking to himself, where'd it go? Where's the magic that I just had for 3 innings? Three and 1 to Matt. Casey Blake on deck. And the fastball will load him up. So as quickly as he struggled and came to a groove, just as quickly he's lost it and he's done. The mystery of big league pitching. A hit batter, 2 walks, and he's history. And Bruce Bochy going out to the mound, trying to stay close with the Dodgers leading 3-2. And Barry Zito takes the long walk, and we'll be back. He was in such a groove. He had retired 10 in a row. He really looked like money in the bank. And then he hit Martin on the foot. And all of a sudden it disappeared. He walked Ethier on 4. He walked Kemp, and he's out of there. And so Brandon Metters comes in. Brandon out of Alabama, 29 years old, went to school at Mississippi State. He was a closer in college. He's the one we mentioned the other night as an accomplished guitarist. So Brandon will face Casey Blake with the bases loaded, nobody out. Infield in double play depth, but the corners would like to get a play at the plate. 0-1. Casey, reading the book on Metters, will go up there knowing fastball, curve, and slider. Also working on a change, and he has a cutter. 0-1. Fastball. So Metters comes in, hits 90, and a no ball, 2-strike count. Metters with the Diamondbacks has been up and down for the last 4 years before coming over to San Francisco. Oh, 0-2 the count. And a drive to dead center. Rowan is there. All the runners tag. And 2 of them will be successful as Martin scores. Ethier to third. Holding is Kemp. And the Dodgers lead 4-2. And that run is charged to Zito. So Casey Blake, a drive to center. That picks up Martin. Doug Minkiewicz comes out of the Dodger dugout to bat for McDonald. First and third. 4-2 Dodgers, 1 out. And here's Minkiewicz. Minkiewicz had a base hit last night in the 8th inning. He batted for Belisario. So Barry is now down 4-2. Remember what we told you? The Giants get him 2 runs or less in more than half of his starts, and they gave him 2 tonight. So here's Minkiewicz. A fake and a look. Kemp a threat to run at first. Ethier down the line from third. Big slow curveball for a strike. 0-1 to Doug. Had some great years for Minnesota. Comes out Minkiewicz. Oh, 1. Minkiewicz is from Toledo. Up there with a chance to drive in some runs, and Brandon Metters trying to shut him up. 0-1. Ethier and Kemp at the corners. No balls, 1 strike. And there goes Kemp, and a breaking ball in the dirt. No chance. So Kemp steals second. Now second and third, 1 out. Tough pitch for Benji Molina to handle anyway. So second and third and 1 out. That changes things defensively. The Giants have to bring the infield up. They were back hoping on double play, and that's exactly why Torrey ran Matt Kemp, to stay out of it. One ball and 1 strike. Fastball whacked to right. So in comes Ethier. Here comes Kemp. 6-2 Dodgers, and Minkiewicz with a double, a belly whopping 2 RBI double, and he might have hurt himself a little bit. And he hurt his shoulder. A head first slide sooner or later gets them all, and that's a shame. Minkiewicz looks, there was no play on him, extending that right arm, hits the bag, and something happened. And Doug Minkiewicz, a sharp double. I just hate to see guys slide head first. So many things can happen, and sooner or later it gets a lot of them. So the Dodgers now lead 6-2. All the runners scoring are charged to Zito. And Minkiewicz is just not ready. Going to help him up gingerly. Minkiewicz, 6'2", 205-pounder. Stan Conti talking to him now. They're asking him to raise that arm to see if the shoulder is okay. And apparently Doug has convinced Torrey, Conti, and the other coaches that he's going to stay in there. Holy Toledo. Tell him back in Ohio he's all right. Minkiewicz will be 35 in the middle of June. So in his last 2 pinch at bats, he's had a single and a double, and a big one tonight. His double drives in 2. So 6-2 Dodgers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still only 1 out. And the batter is Rafael Furcal. Aurelia comes up. Sandoval is still back, but he's moving up a little. 1 out. Big breaking ball. Ball 1. Crowd boos, but there's nothing on that pitch as an intimidation. Rafael homered, fly deep to left, and grounded to third. One ball and no strikes. Fastball. 2-0 the count to Rafael. Got the Dodgers off on the right foot with a home run leading off in the 1st inning. Two and 0. Good fastball. 2-1. He hit 92 on the gun. Doug Minkiewicz with a pinch double to right to drive in 2. It's a 3-run inning, and the Dodgers lead 6-2. Two and 1. Breaking ball hit right at Renteria. So Furcal lines to short. 2 down, and the batter will be Orlando Hudson. Hudson 8 for 12 in the series. He has a walk and a single tonight. When the Giants come up in the 7th inning, they'll have Burris, Sandoval, and Molina, and if anybody gets on, Fred Lewis. Brandon Metters in relief of Barry Zito. Fastball, but he missed. Ball 1. Brandon had arm trouble, because most of them usually do. 4 years ago, he had a tear in his right labrum in May and missed the whole year. 2 years ago, pulled a muscle in his back. Minkiewicz, you heard his shoulder is okay. 1 ball and no strikes to Orlando Hudson. And ball 2. Orlando hitting .375. 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in. And ball 3. Waiting on deck, Manny Ramirez, who is 0 for 2, plus being walked intentionally in the 2nd inning. Three and 0 to Orlando. And a strike. 3-1. Brandon Metters has never faced Manny Ramirez. He's trying to avoid that right now. Well, he's going to get his first taste, and he'll be coming up with 2 on and 2 out. So let's see the result of this. How many times pitching coaches and managers have gone to the mound to talk to a pitcher who's about ready to face Manny Ramirez. But especially for Metters, because this will be the first time ever. Brandon Metters with the Diamondbacks in and out starting in 2005, and now, perhaps feeling pain, Doug Minkiewicz is being assisted off the field. Minkiewicz winced in pain when Stan Conti touched his arm. So apparently hurting his shoulder, he wanted to stay in. He convinced him that he was okay, and then standing out there at second base, he must have really felt it. Looked like he was okay, and then just suddenly, before he got to the bag, he hollered timeout, and he was really in pain. And you have to think maybe a separated shoulder. He went down like he was shot right there, obviously in pain. So Juan Pierre will put on the gear and go out and run for Minkiewicz. So Juan Pierre at second, Orlando Hudson at first, and here's Manny. They are here midway in the bleachers in left field. Manny grounded into a double play. They walked him intentionally with runners at first and third. That's right. That loaded the bases, and Loney struck out. Last time up, he grounded to first. Starts him curveball and drops it in nicely. 0-1. Juan Pierre at second, running for Minkiewicz. Hudson at first. 2 out. 6-2 Dodgers. Check swing and the pitch low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Manny in his 10th game without a home run. I think we told you many years ago, I believe he went to his 17th game before hitting a home run. He wound up that year with 35. 1-1. That's a strike. Outside corner with the fastball at 93. Hitting back of Manny is James Loney. And Ramirez, the 8th man to come up here in the 6th inning. Got him. Fastball inside corner. Great bit of pitching by Brandon Metters. And Ramirez caught looking, and down he goes. Metters tries to keep the Giants in the game, but it is 6-2 Dodgers. all season long by texting Dodgers TIX to 65246 throughout the year. You'll receive special offers to watch the Dodgers defend their division title. You can also customize your mobile alerts, including news, game summaries, scores, and more at Dodgers.com/mobile. Ronald Belisario comes out of the Dodger bullpen to pick up in the 7th inning. And the first pitch to Emmanuel Burris, ball 1. Belisario gave up a run, made 11 pitches last night. Gave up that home run to Aaron Rowan with 2 men aboard. 2 of the 3 runs were charged to Hong-Chi Kuo. 1-1 the count. Burris double to left, bunted to Loney, and single to right. He's 2 for 3. Foul ball. We're in the 7th. Dodgers 6 runs on 5 hits. Giants 2 runs, 6 hits. The Giants have left at least 1 man in every inning. That's been one of their problems. So they've left 8 in the first 6 innings. Giants are killing a lot of worms here. 11 ground ball outs. And among other things, Belisario, just about a splitter. Good fastball that sinks. 2-2. Foul back. Aaron Rowan remembers Belisario and vice versa as Aaron waits. Belisario, 6'2", 200 pounds. Breaking ball, pop foul over his Casey. Reaches in. What's the verdict, Doctor? No catch. Great effort by Casey Blake. Ed Rapuano was the umpire going over to see catch or no. With a boarding house reach, couldn't get it. So Burris still up there, 2 for 3 tonight. As a first-year player last year, Emmanuel hit .283. There's that fastball that sinks. He throws it at 95. He strikes out Burris. That's the pitch we saw the first time. First time I saw him was here in an exhibition game against Milwaukee. And we saw that sinking fastball. You think, whoa, where did he come from? So now here's Pablo, reached on a fielder's choice, single to right, lunging that way. A quick bat, double to left in the 5th inning. This time a hopper to Loney. He'll underhand it to Belisario. 2 down. That's the 12th ground ball hit by the Giants. Certainly one thing the Giants have cut down on, strikeouts. 24 Giants bit the dust against Billingsley and Kershaw in the first 2 games. They've only had 3 strikeouts tonight. Molina struck out, fly to center, fly to left. Dodgers 6, Giants 2. We're in the 7th. 1-1. Belisario throwing 95, 96. But it's that fastball down at about 95 that's really something. That's a fly ball to straightaway center. Matt Kemp is there. And Belisario, a very strong 7th inning, sets him down 1-2-3. And we're heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Dodgers leading the Giants 6-2. And the crowd here at Dodger Stadium will now be asked to stand for God Bless America.
On American Idol and at the Apollo Theater
welcoming
in Harlem.
Nisha Go.
Please welcome Nisha Go.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the California Lottery 7th inning stretch. One lucky row of fans will receive Super Lotto Plus vouchers, good for a Super Lotto Plus ticket. Please remain standing and join Nancy B. at the Dodger Stadium.
The bottom of the 7th inning. So Henshaw following Zito and Metters. Alex appeared in the series. Opening day, Henshaw pitched the 8th inning, and it was a rough 8th inning. He gave up 2 singles and a home run to Andre Ethier as the Dodgers went on to win the game 11-1.
Leading up the bottom of the 7th for the Dodgers, first baseman number 7, James Loney.
Henshaw brought in as a left-hander to face James Loney. Alex is from Claremont, at least he was born there, and went to school at San Diego State. So here's Loney against Henshaw. Henshaw, having had one rough outing, now trying to impress second time around. Loney reached on an error, struck out, fly to center. Ball 1. Giants went out in order in the top of the 7th, so for the first time tonight they failed to leave a man on base. 1-1 to James. Henshaw has certainly been busy. This is the 9th game for the Giants, and Alex has been in 6 of the 9. It's his second major league season. And that's going to be hit to left field. Base hit. Over to get it is Fred Lewis. Loney leading off with a single to left field. Well, here are the final numbers for our CarMax text message question. Which performance was the most exciting to watch this week? Orlando Hudson hitting for the cycle or Clayton Kershaw striking out 13? And you folks, 71% of you said, without a doubt, Orlando Hudson hitting for the cycle. So Hinshaw touched up for the single, and the batter is Russell Martin, Juan Castro, Juan Pierre, and Orlando Hudson in the far corner of the dugout. Ball one to Russell. Martin hit into a force play, struck out, and then Zito, who looked so good in the third, fourth, and fifth innings, Barry hit Martin on the foot, and the next thing you know, his whole game fell apart. Fastball strike. The mystery of big league pitching. I mean, there's Barry Zito, same man, same distance, 60 feet 6 inches, same hitters. And all of a sudden they hit batter, 2 walks, and he was gone. Then Metters, and now Hinshaw. 1-1 to Russell. Slow breaking ball, but it stayed up. Ball 2, 2-1. Hinshaw listed at 6'3" and 180. Hinshaw was a tough sign. We talked about it opening day. Giants drafted him in June of '02. He didn't sign. The Marlins drafted him in '03. He didn't sign. Transferred to San Diego State. Giants drafted him again, and eventually he signed, having been drafted 4 times, 3 times by the Giants. Three and 1 the count to Russell Martin. 6-2 Dodgers, bottom of the 7th. Big foul ball. Three and 2 to Russell. Dodgers scored in the first. Giants scored in the second. The Dodgers got 2 in the bottom of the second. Giants tied it in the 5th, and the Dodgers got 3 in the 6th to take the lead. Fastball hit the other way, upstairs off first. Still 3 and 2. Hinshaw at San Diego State. Alex majored in religious studies. He majored in kinesiology when he was at Chaffee Junior College. Three and 2. And missed with the fastball. So Hinshaw's in trouble now. 2 on, nobody out. Ethier, Kemp, and Blake coming up. Andre Ethier hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, popped up in the 3rd, and walked in the 6th. Scored a run. Andre came home on a triple by Kemp in the 2nd inning, and he scored on the double to right by Doug Minkiewicz in the 6th. And ball 1. Down in the Giant bullpen, Merkin Valdez begins to loosen up. So it has not been much of a birthday party for Bruce Bochy. Bochy celebrating his 54th birthday, but I don't think celebrating is the right word. Bochy, born in France, succeeded the foreign-born Felipe Alou, and Bruce has won more games than Alou, so he's the winningest foreign-born manager in the league. And that's a strike. 1-1. Giants go home, open up a little homestand. Dodgers stay here for Colorado. Loney and Martin out on the lines. 1 ball and 1 strike to Andre Ethier. Big roundhouse curveball. 2-1 to count. Dodgers scored 11 opening day, 5 to win last night, and 6 to lead tonight. 2-1. Big curveball dropped in nicely. 2-2. 71-mile-an-hour curve. He also has a slider to complement the curveball. Left-hand hitters last year hit only 205 against him. That's ball 3. And right-handers didn't do that much better. They hit 235. When Alex was in college, he had the Tommy John surgery. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Watch the runners. They are not going. And there's a fly ball to left. Lewis angling over to his right. Makes the catch. Tagging up is Loney, but he'll hold on. So a nice play by Fred Lewis. That ball slicing away from him down into the corner. 2 on, 1 out, and Matt Kemp coming up. Lewis just in fair ground and got it back to the infield. Good play by Fred. Now the batter Kemp has hit safely in 10 straight. And here comes Bruce Bochy, so that will be all for Alex Henshaw. With the right-hand hitters Kemp and Blake coming up, he'll bring in Merkin Valdez. So Alex comes out, 2 on, 1 out, 6-2 Dodgers. We'll be back. Against Merkin Valdez. So this is a game that saw Barry Zito start, and there were like 3 Zitos. The first 2 innings he struggled a great deal. Then the next 3 innings he was pure dynamite, and then turned right around and lost it and had to come out. So Merkin Valdez will pick up for Henshaw. Fastball, slider, curve, and a change. And he throws a very hard fastball. He's been clocked in the very high 90s. But he also had Tommy John surgery in 2006. He's from the Dominican. He's 6'4" and 230. Matt Kemp with 2 on and 1 out. Kemp hit a sinking line drive that handcuffed Fred Lewis, got by him for a triple. Then he grounded out in the 3rd and walked in the 6th. Also stole a base. So Kemp is 1 for 2, has knocked in 1 and scored 2. And that's ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Last 2 years, Merkin has only appeared in 18 professional games. We told you he had the Tommy John surgery. He missed most of last year with a right elbow strain. In his 21 major league games, right-hand batters have hit 174 against him. 174. Fastball off the plate. He hits 93 on the gun. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0. Well, on a bad night so far for the Giants, Bruce Bochy got a little bit of good news. That's a strike. Tim Lincecum returned to San Francisco this morning for a medical examination, and doctors found nothing unusually wrong with him. He's expected to start Saturday against Arizona. Lincecum also had bronchitis. That slowed him down. Little ground ball to Burris. The quick feed to Renteria, who throws it away. Coming to the plate to score is Loney. And the Dodgers get a gift run. So Matt Kemp hits into a force play. And on the throwing error by Renteria, Loney comes home. Dodgers now have Kemp at first, a run charged to Henshaw, and the Dodger lead is 7-2. Russell Martin hustling in with the run, and here's Casey Blake. Tough night for Benji Molina, handling Zito, Metters, Henshaw, Valdez. Giants have now committed 2 errors. Casey Blake single to right, struck out, and had a scoring fly ball. There goes Matt Kemp, and the throw down. He has stolen his 2nd base of the night. For Matt Kemp, he's 3 for 3 in stolen bases. Molina short hopping that throw down to Emmanuel Burris. So 7 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers, 2 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors for the Giants. Errors by Burris and Renteria. That's in the dirt. Benji lost it for a moment. Kemp holding. 2 out in the inning. Dodgers were thinking about hitting for Belisario, but he's out in the on-deck circle now. No one throwing in the Dodger bullpen. 7-2 Dodgers, 7th inning. going to go to the backstop. Kemp will go to third. So the Dodgers, having scored 3 in the 6th inning, come back with at least 1 here in the 7th. It'll be a wild pitch from Merkin Valdez. Long, tough night for Benji Molina, who's also 0 for 4 with the bat. 3-0 the count to Casey Blake. Line drive, backhanded by Sandoval. So Casey given the green light and hit it. Get 1, and at the end of 7, leads 7-2. Remember, the Dodgers opened up here with the Giants. Dodgers won 2 of the 3. The game that the Dodgers lost, they lost to Tim Lincecum 2-1. Dodgers now trying to sweep the Giants. Lewis, Aurelia, and Rowan in relief, and a strike from Belisario. Stultz, McDonald, and Belisario. Lewis has walked, hit by a pitch, walked again. Dodgers most of the time pitching up and in to Lewis. Ground ball, base hit, so that's a mistake. Got the ball down, and Lewis single to left field.
First baseman, number 35.
Hit number 7 for the Giants, who've had at least 1 man on base in every inning but the 7th. Rich Aurelia grounded to short, grounded to second, and then came up in the 5th inning. And in the 5th inning, Dodgers were leading 3-2. Couple of men on base, 2 out, and Aurelia hit a bullet right into the glove of Eric Stultz. That was a big play. Ground ball up the middle, smothered but off the glove of Furcal, and everybody safe. So Aurelia, robbed of a hit on that line drive back at Stultz, now comes up with a base hit, and Aaron Rowan will be the batter. Last night, as Furcal slowly goes back to his position, last night Rowan hit that 3-run home run against Belisario. Rick Honeycutt going out to talk to him. Rowan will be followed by Edgar Renteria. Nobody out, 2 on. 8th inning. Giants trying to get back in the game. Dodgers lead 7-2. And left-hander Will Ullman gets up in the pen. And he might have some company down there, because Guillermo Mota gets up for the second time. Aaron Ron grounded out twice, popped up 0 for 3, but he'll present quite a challenge now as the Giants try to get back in the game. 2 on, nobody out. Fastball, ball 1. And a ground ball to Furcal. The feed to Orlando. Easy double play. And over the third goes Fred Lewis. Bruce feeling a lot older right now than 54, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Ned Colletti, the Dodgers general manager, he's celebrating his 55th birthday. There's Ned. Happy birthday. Edgar Renteria singled, walked intentionally, grounded out, leaping catch by Furcal, and that's the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left, and at the end of 7.5, it's 7-2 Dodgers. In the first inning, when Rafael Furcal opened up the game with a home run. Now leading 7-2, bottom of the 8th inning. Mark Loretta will bat for Ronald Belisario. So it'll be Loretta, Furcal, and Hudson. The Dodger pitching tonight, Stultz made 89 pitches. McDonald made 16, and Belisario made 18. So you keep track in case they're up tomorrow night. Loretta certainly has not seen much action. And ball 1. Mark 1 for 3. The Giants tonight have certainly had ample opportunities to do well. They've left 9 on base. O'Reilly a hit into tough luck with his line drive, but not only have they left a lot, they are 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Meanwhile, the Dodgers with fewer hits. The Giants have 8 hits and 2 runs. Dodgers have 6 hits, 7 runs. Fastball strike, 3-1. So the Dodgers, Stoltz, McDonald, and Belisario. The Giants, Zito, Metters, Hinshaw, and Valdez. 3-1. Just foul. Three and 2 to mark. Loretta, who was born in Santa Monica, lives in Rancho Santa Fe, went to Northwestern. Foul the other way. Loretta's mom grew up in Southern California. She attended Marymount University. Three and 2. Another foul ball. For Loretta, could have gone to a lot of schools. Might get a chance to start by his junior year at UCLA and Loyola Marymount. So he decided, I didn't want to wait that long. I'll go to Northwestern. Got his time in, and here he is in the big leagues with a pinch hit, base hit. So Mark Loretta, a single to center. So the Dodger pinch hitters, Doug Minkiewicz, a double to drive in 2, then went head first into second and hurt his shoulder. And now Loretta a base hit. We have never gotten a report on Minkiewicz. I mean, you would like to know what happened to a ball player with an injury in the 6th inning, and we're now in the bottom of the 8th. 7-2 Dodgers, and here's Rafael. Hit his 84th career home run, his 24th leadoff home run, and his 12th leading off as a Dodger. Since then, flied very deep to left on a changeup, grounded to third, and last time up lined out to short. Oh and 1. One ball and one strike. On deck, Orlando Hudson. One and 2. So Merkin Valdez trying to get some outs here in the 8th inning, and then his spot will be due up first for the Giants in the 9th inning. One and 2. Foul back. If you look over in the Giant dugout, knowing that the pitcher is due up first, you know they have 2 left-hand hitters plus a switch hitter. In fact, 2 switch hitters, and Juan Uribe, a right-hand batter. So the Dodgers get Will Ullman up. 1 and 2 the count to Rafael Furcal. Good fastball, foul tipped, and down he goes. Valdez hit 93 on that fastball, and he puts Furcal on the shelf. And the batter, Orlando Hudson. Interesting that Manny Ramirez has not done anything of explosive nature in this series, and yet the Dodgers have scored 23 runs in the 3 games. Gives you an idea of how solid offensively the Dodger lineup is, from Furcal right down to Blake. Hudson, a ground ball up the middle. Great stop by Burris to get a force play. Wonderful play by Emmanuel Burris to take a hit away from Hudson and turn it into a force play, and that'll bring up Manny. Great stop, and somehow able to flip it back over his head to Renteria. Highlight film play. So here's Manny. Good play by Burris, and for Manny, quiet tonight. Grounded into a double play, grounded out, struck out, and back in the second inning, they walked him with runners at first and third intentionally. Got to be a great deal of happy thoughts for Joe Torre to see his lineup produce when Manny is quiet. 0-1. Pretty good fastball, but it was up, and the gun says 97, and I mean that thing got up there in a hurry. One and one. Ball two, trying to overpower him with fastballs, but he hasn't been able to get it for a strike. It's 95 and 97, but a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Dodgers trying to win their 5th in a row and hand the Giants their 6th consecutive loss. Time. There's a ball loose in left field. Fred Lewis picks it up. Might have come out of the Dodger bullpen. Seven-two Dodgers, bottom of the 8th inning, 2 out. Orlando Hudson at first, Manny at the plate. Fouled away, upstairs, way upstairs. The paid attendance tonight, although 7-2, a lot of folks have decided to head for home. The paid attendance 36,553. 36,553. Yes, including a couple of youngsters with their own particular Dodger dues. Two and two to Manny. Fastball got him looking. So Manny strikes out twice, goes 0 for 4, and the Dodgers lead at the end of 8, 7-2. as he hit a towering fly ball right down the left field line, back in about 3 rows. That was his 84th career home run, his 24th leadoff home run, and his 12th leadoff home run for the Dodgers. And even though the Giants came right back to tie it up, Dodgers then came up with 2 in the second. Giants battled for 1 to get it to 3-2. Then the Dodgers broke it open and lead 7-2 in the 9th inning. Juan Uribe will face Will Omen in the 9th inning. Dodgers are 3 outs away from a sweep, and in case you wonder, the last time the Dodgers had a 3-game sweep here at Dodger Stadium over the Giants, August 11th, 12th, and 13th of 2006. So Stultz, McDonald, Belisario, and Omen, and Will faces Juan Uribe. Uribe was the only right-hand hitter in the lineup. The others are left-handed and switch hitters. 2-0 the count to Uribe. He started last night's game, went 0 for 3. So Will Omen trying to get some outs here in the 9th inning. Uribe appeared as a pinch hitter in the first game of the series and had a base hit to right field. By the way, we have just received news about Doug Minkiewicz. It was pretty obvious that he hurt his right shoulder going in head first, and the report now, a dislocated right shoulder, reaching for the bag with the right hand, and something happened, and he'll have an MRI tomorrow to learn the extent of the damage, but he was obviously in pain. Tough break. Minkiewicz pinch hit last night, had a single. Pinch hit tonight, doubled into, only to hurt himself. Here's Randy Wynn with a left-hander. He has to turn around and bat right-handed. That's a strike. Wynn in the leadoff role for the Giants. 0 for 4 tonight. 0 for 4 last night. And 1 for 4 the night before. So it's just 1 for 12. And normally Randy Wynn torments the Dodgers. Last year, I know at one stage he was hitting about 360 in his career against the Dodgers. Yeah, last year at one time, looking it up, his career was 362 against the Dodgers. Ball 2. Will Omen, who was born in Frankfurt, West Germany. His dad was an intelligence analyst in the Army. Will now lives in Agoura Hills. Went to school at Pepperdine. Rick Honeycutt's going to go out and counsel with him. With Will, good fastball, curve, slider, and change. And he's well put together. 6'2", 205-pounder. He was originally drafted by the Cubs out of Pepperdine and came up to the Cubs for a cup of coffee, as they say, in 2000. From 05 through 07, he stayed with the Cubs. Last year with the Braves. This year with the Dodgers, and down in the bullpen, Ramon Troncoso and Jonathan Broxton. And Broxton now throwing alone. So 9th inning, 7-2 Dodgers, bidding for a sweep. So a walk to Uribe, and now Will has fallen behind. 3-1 to win. Emmanuel Burris on deck. And a strike. 3-2. Wynn with that wide open stance, and then swings back to close it up, swinging his left foot back towards home. Almost completely turned around to look at the pitcher. Fastball and a fly ball. Manny moving over to pick it off. So they shut down Randy Winn completely in the series, and that's a rare time. So Randy goes 1 for 13 and 0 for 5 tonight. And the batter will be Emmanuel Burris. Burris doubled to left, stole third in the first inning, and then tried to come home on a ground ball to Rafael Furcal. Got in a rundown and was nailed. Bunted for an out to Loney, singled and struck out. So he's 2 for 4. And a little flare into right field. That's going to be a base hit. So Uribe advances to second. Outside of the 7th inning, when the Giants went 1-2-3, they've managed to leave at least one man on base in every inning. So now they have 2 on, 1 out, and Pablo Sandoval, a hitter. Giants have left 9. Sandoval reached across the plate, single to right field, then got a breaking ball in and turned on that quickly enough to double to left. He's 2 for 4. He's the fellow who is very tough to strike out. Good hitter. Anytime you're talking about the number 3 hitter in a lineup, you know he's a good hitter. So 1 out, 9th inning, 7-2 Dodgers. Giants with 2 on, Uribe and Burris. And ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Ball 2. Waiting on deck, Benji Molina. Broxton down in the bullpen, pitched the 9th inning last night, made 12 pitches, did not pitch opening day. 2-0. Fastball strike. 2-1 to Pablo. He was somewhat of a surprise to outsiders. I'm sure the people in the Giant organization knew him, Adam, but he made the jump from Double-A to the majors and was a fine hitter. 2-1 to Pablo. Fouled away. $36,553 here tonight. Hope you make your plans. Remember, every Friday night, fireworks. And we'll start that tomorrow night with Colorado. Fireworks on and off the field. Randy Wolf and Jorge De La Rosa. Ground ball down to Orlando. They get 1, and Furcal doubles him at first. And so for the first time since August of 2006, the Giants are swept at Dodger Stadium. Not exactly a happy 54th birthday for Bruce Bochy, but a very happy 55th birthday to Dodger General Manager Ned Colletti. We'll be right back.